Kia ora, boys and girls. Well, it's the first day back in lockdown here in New Zealand, and I hope you're having a good day at home and not going slightly crazy. And I thought it'd be fun to read a fun story today. And this is one of my fun stories. It's called The Sneetches by Dr Seus. Now, the star-bellied Sneetches had bellies with stars, and the plain-bellied Sneetches had none upon theirs. See the star? Those stars weren't so big, they were really so small, you might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because they had stars, all the star-bellied Sneetches would brag, we're the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches. With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with that plain belly sort, thank you very much. But whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd saunter straight past them without even talking. When the star-bellied children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You could only play if your bellies had stars, and the plain-bellied children had none upon theirs. When the star-bellied Sneetches had frankfurter roasts, or picnics or parties or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain-bellied Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near. That's how they treated them, year after year. Then one day, it seems like the plain-bellied Sneetches were moping and doping along on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars. A stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. My friends, he announced in a voice clear and clean, my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappie. I've come here to help you. I have what you need, and my prices are low, and I can work at great speed. And my work is 100% guaranteed. Then quickly, Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. He said, you want stars like a star-belly Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard. So they clambered inside, and the big machine roared. And it clonked, and it bonked, and it jerked, and it burked, and it bopped them about. But the thing really worked. When the plain-bellied Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties. And now we can go to your frankfurter parties. Good grief, groaned the ones who had stars at the first. We're still the best Sneetches, and they're the worst. But now, how in the world will we know? They all frowned. In which kind is what, or the other way round? Then up came McBean with a very sly wink. And he said, things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who. That is perfectly true. But come with me, my friends. You know what I'll do. I'll make you again the best Sneetches on the beaches. And all it will cost you is $10 eaches. Belly stars are no longer in stars, said McBean. All you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars so you won't look like Sneetches who have them on theirs. That handy machine, working very precisely, removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. Then, with their snoots in the air, they paraded about. And they opened their beaks and they let out a shout, we know who is who. And now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without. Then, of course, those with stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guess, things got really into a horrible mess. All the rest of the day on those wild, screaming beaches, the fix-up chappie kept on fixing up Sneetches, off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machines they raced around and about again. Changing their stars every minute or two, they kept paying money. They kept running through until neither the plane nor the star-bellied Starbellies knew whether this one was that one, or that one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who. Then when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went away. Doodaloo. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They never will learn. No, you can't teach a Sneetch. But McBean was quite wrong, I'm quite happy to say. That the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches, and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day all the Sneetches forgot about their stars, and whether they had one or not, upon theirs. And that's the end of the story. It's kind of a bit sad, isn't it? But it's about being a bit pretentious, a bit up yourself. It's also kind of about, making differences based on something. A bit like how people make differences based on race or culture. Saying, we're the best, we're the best, we're the best. Or they do it based on what school they go to, or where they live, or how much money they've got, and all those sort of things. But actually, we're all the same underneath. We've all got much more in common than we have not in common. And it's a nice and pleasant thought, as well as lots of fun to read a book with rhyming on a day when we're locked inside. So every blessing to you and to your families and to your friends on this day.